Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Centaurworld Season 2, Episode 1. Yeah, we are back. Like I said last time, we are going straight into Season 2. We're not wasting any time. Those of you who may not have expected this for some reason, may not have heard all my afterthoughts in those videos before, may be surprised at that. But yeah, usually I only take breaks between seasons to avoid burnout and stuff, but this is one of those series lately where it's just, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's actually happened with a couple series lately, so it's like, which is surprising because usually I'm pretty firm on that. Usually I do very much take breaks between seasons, but it's just, I can't here. I did take a break in recording. It's actually been a bit since I recorded the season 1 finale. I took a break. I let that rest. I let myself just kind of relax, chill, let it be for a little bit. Let myself just kind of get refreshed and ready to go back in. And I'm ready to go back in now. I'm excited to see more. Season 2's finale, or Season 1's finale, was phenomenal. It was just straight up amazing. And now we get into Season 2. And this season is 2 episodes shorter than Season 1. It's only 8 instead of 10. But I feel it's going to be more directly to the point. Like, I mean, Season 1 really did keep its focus a lot of the time with searching for the shamans. Like, but it was also longer of a journey. This one is more, I feel it's going to be more dialed into the entire idea of like, okay, we need to build this army for Centaurworld, get everyone ready, because then we're going to be fighting the Nowhere King, and it's going to be intense. I feel it's going to be a lot more focused than even Season 1 was. But yeah, I also kind of need this right now, because even with as intense as this can get, this series is very emotionally uplifting for me. It's just one of those shows that is, it just makes me happy when I watch it. So it's like, I kind of need that right now, because I just before this recorded a video that made me very fucking upset. Like, extremely so. That'll also tell you when I recorded this. So let's just say it was part 4 of the Snarled videos. If you've watched those reactions, it's the Snarled videos part 4 video, so will have been on the channel for plenty of time by this point. So if you saw that, you know how much that affected me. So that's when I'm recording this first episode of Season 2 here, right after that. So I kind of need something to bring me back from that, to lift up my mood a bit, because I'm not really okay after that, to put it simply. But yeah, I'm very much interested to see how this goes with all the characters. Hopefully we learn a little more about some of them, because there's still a few of the characters we don't really know a lot about. Because Wamawink, obviously, we know the most about, outside of Horse, obviously. Because Wamawink, we already had a backstory to, but like Ched and Glendale and the others, we don't really have enough information for yet. We have little bits and pieces of things here, like there's things that could imply that Durpleton had a abusive father, or that Ched had family issues as well. But there's not really any anything that confirms anything yet. We actually need to, go into that a little more. I want to know like all of their backstories, basically. But yeah, so our goal right now is to build an army, and that's probably going to be easier said than done, because Centaurworld, as bright and colorful and everything as it is a world ravaged by war. And it's almost surprising to think about it that way, but it is. To a point where, like, all the Tars, except for one, basically tried to commit suicide to escape this horrible, horrible existence. Wamawink is a war orphan, the last of her kind to our knowledge. Well, okay, no, we can't say that because the Mer guy, his girlfriend, I think, was an alpaca tar too. So maybe not the last of her kind, but the last of her herd at least. And we've seen the cave paintings of how the wars have gone down and everything from the bear tar. And it's like, oh yeah, like this is like literally a war-torn world. In the same way that Horse's world is, except it's still Centaurworld, so it's still bright and colorful. It's just how the world is. But it is a war-torn world. And so it's going to be really hard to recruit people when you're basically telling them, oh, we're going to go to war actively to fight against this evil, horrific monster who is behind everything and has been, for an indeterminate amount of time, trapped in an alternate, like, pocket dimension because he's too actively dangerous. We're going to go to war with him. We're going to fight him. Want to join? It's like, yeah, that's not going to go well. I wonder how many new characters we're going to be introduced to this season, or if we're still going to see a lot of the same characters we met in season 1. I'm genuinely curious how this is going to go. Because, again, Horse knows about war, but I don't think she's going to have an easy time recruiting people. In fact, that might even be a part of this. Like, she thinks it's like, oh, I know war, this is going to be easy, but because it's Centaurworld, she's not going to be able to recruit them as easily as she thinks. And then I don't know if we're going to get, like, follow up on Water Baby and Ryder right away, or if that's going to come later on, because they're going back to Ryder and Horse's world to prepare the armies there, to talk to the general and everything. And it's like, okay, so are we going to get follow up on that right away, or is that going to come later down the line? Are we going to just focus on Horse and everyone in Centaurworld for now, or what? I'm just genuinely curious. I'm good, I think, either way, as long as this continues to be as good as it has been. Because season 1 was just really fucking good. Like, even outside of just the finale, which, again, was phenomenal, the entire season was great. And I mean, you guys saw this was on my favorite shows of all time list. And that's only after season 1. So it's like this series clearly has been very good for me. It's had its impact, and I've definitely enjoyed the shit out of it. And again, I kind of said it when we first started the series. I'm surprised no one suggested this as a donation reward, because honestly, this is 100% my show. Like, this is 100% my kind of series. And it's like, I could honestly tell that just from the tiny bit I had seen prior to watching season 1. That felt very obvious to me that this would be my kind of series. But no one suggested it, and I think someone was saying in the comments at one point in one of the videos that they weren't sure what I would think of it. And it's like, have you watched my reactions? Like, this feels like entirely my thing. Like, this is so on board with my, like, interests it's not funny. Like, you guys know I love My Little Pony, so it's like, okay, a show about a talking horse with the main as the main character, it's like that already kind of would interest me. But then it's like the goofy characters crossed with the dark war background and everything, and the intensity that it goes to at times. It's like, how could this not be my thing? Plus, it's a fucking musical, and I love musicals. So it's like, come on. But maybe it's just because it is me speaking, and I know my tastes a little better, I guess you could say. So it's like I could tell that this would be something that would interest me a little easier, maybe. I don't know. But to be fair, there are some things where it's like I have been wrong on that for. I thought I was going to love the Cuphead show a lot more, and I honestly didn't at all. And so on and so forth. It's like there's plenty of shows that I've dropped on this channel and all that I thought I would love. So it's like I'm not always, and there's plenty of shows I've reacted to that I thought I would dislike, but I ended up loving a lot more. Honestly, Panty and Stocking as a great, more recent example. Well, semi more recent. Because again, this is like coming out weeks and all after I recorded it. But still, you get the idea. Yeah, it's just, for the most part, I guess I would know my tastes more than other people, but still, it's like, it just feels like so heavily in the favor of me loving this series. So maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, we're on to season 2, and again, no break between seasons, which is already a big deal. So hopefully this starts off really strong, and if it does start off a little more held back and reserved, I can dig that, as long as it's still entertaining enough, which I feel it will be. It doesn't really have much of an opening, so I assume that's probably just going to be the same. I doubt they'd have a reason to change that. Yeah, I don't think there's really much that will change in that regard. It's going to be more of a continuation than a season 2, I feel. Though it is officially season 2, but still. Either way, we're going to get this started. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Sorry for the noise you probably hear out there. Probably heard it during the reaction, too. I was just focused on the reactions. I wasn't really paying attention to that. They're stealing our tree. That's just a simple way of putting it. We had planned to get our tree taken down because it was dying and kind of in the way of and everything. So they're finally actually doing it. So it's pretty loud out there. They have all these things going, so I apologize for that. But let's talk about this episode. So we're back with season 2, and it begins in a really fun way. Begins right away with the song, having Horse trying to recruit everyone, and unfortunately they're getting a lot of no's from all the characters we've seen in season 1, and that's honestly to be expected. It's honestly what I thought was going to happen. And like I said, like I predicted, Horse is not going to be good at recruiting. But we've seen that Horse has evolved a lot as a character. She's a lot more fun-loving and goofy in this episode, which is really nice to see. We also see Dirpleton has fully embraced his role as father to Stabby, and it's super fucking cute. It is really cute. Also, Stabby is actually fully conscious of what's going on right now, and he's like, no, my name is this overly excessive, aggressive name, and it's like, oh, you were stabbed, so you're Stabby. But a lot of the episode focuses on our crew trying to recruit the Horse Tars, or Centaurs TM, trademark, which are apparently this group of rich, pretty standard centaurs, human upper half, horse lower half, who are excessively pompous. They're these privileged assholes, basically, who are rich and hate the poor and everything, and yeah, they're taking full advantage of that. And basically, our crew goes to them, and most of the crew is mistaken for baggage, but, or the herd rather than the crew. And Horse has to basically make up shit just to get an audience with the leader. And it works, somehow. But the leader is just as high and mighty as everyone else there. But it does seem like everyone there would be a good warrior. They're big, they're buff, a lot of muscles, a lot of possible strength, but they're also they're on their high horse. So, yeah, they're not going to help, and they flat out do refuse, so just doesn't end up working out. But we do at the end get some kind of stragglers. It seems like some just random centaurs here and there, including a possum tar. They agree to help. So at least we got some additions to our army, but we're definitely going to need more, and we're going to need stronger. But there was this also interesting scene showing the other world. We see Ryder. We don't see Water Baby, but we see Ryder has reconvened with the army. She's talking to what she believes is a stable hand, but finds out quickly that it's actually the general himself, who seems very nice and friendly and everything. And he even agrees to help. He just flat out agrees, saying like, oh yeah, some of us already knew about this alternate world thing, so we're more than happy to help out here. So that's going well. Surprisingly, it's going well on that side of things, but it's going terribly on Centaurworld. Well, not terribly. It could be going worse, but it's going poorly on Centaurworld's side. So really interesting there. But this was definitely a setup episode, kind of opening the season, showing their recruiting and everything, and just kind of setting the stage. We also did find out that Ched has history with the Horse Tars, the Centaurs TM, and so it's possibly at least part of the reason why he hates Horse. So that's interesting. There's definitely something more to that. I feel like we haven't gotten his full backstory yet, but we find out a little more about him here, for sure. The songs were good in this. I really enjoyed the humor, as usual. Zulius was just simping hard over all the muscles, which it's like, yeah, fair, same. But yeah, it was good. It was a good start. It could have, there's been better episodes in season 1 and everything, but it was still a good start, and I'm still very pleased with how this went. So, that being said, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this first episode of season 2 of Centaurworld, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.